Santi me preguntó si me gustan las... No sé, no me acuerdo cómo era la canción. Ok, ya debería estar en directo, parece. Sí, me imagino que sí. En fin, hoy voy a estar haciendo una misión legendaria de Yelan. Así que ahí voy, en Libby. Bueno, antes sin hay que compartir el coso este, así que voy a compartirlo. A ver, recargo. Ahí está. Bien, entonces, bueno, yo creo que antes de empezar la misión, a ver si llega alguien antes. Voy a aprovechar hacer esta cosa, ¿no? De esta weá de esto. Pero bueno, voy a ir al IBE que ahí está la misión. De Yelan. Sé que es mala el azúcar, ¿no? Está súper mala. Oh, se bugueó el Genshin. Ahí sí. Ya, official, ¿con qué arco la tengo? Ah, con este. Entonces estamos listos. Voy a matar esta cosa para calentar, digo yo.
Quietly now. Game's up. Fun's over.
Ah, sí. Iba a dejar gastados como 20 de resina. Me pegaron esa canción.
Gotcha. Here comes the cash. Oz, reveal thyself.
Ok. 120 lucas. ¿Dónde está la otra? Acá. Perfecto. Ah, está en línea con una misión diaria, qué bueno. Mucha ojalá salga luego la próxima versión. Para tener la skin de Fish. Casi. Ah, mira qué conveniente, justo necesito matarlo.
Fun's over. Everybody stand back. Wings of darkness. Come, sever night.
Nice. Y creo que ahí está la misión diaria. Ando rescatando plata. Que tengo poca. Hay que ahorrar, hay que ahorrar. Posiblemente esquipe la vida, así que... No, creo que mire por el personaje dentro nomás.
There is no escape. Gotcha. Here comes the catch. By royal decree. I summon thee.
The wrong test subject.
Quedan 3. Y acá está el último. Let's go. Sí. Ahí está, sí.
Oz revealed thy
Va, genio.
quietly now. Game's up. Fun's over. Teamwork is dreamwork. Shadow Raven, let night fall. I summon thee. Busted. Things are about to get dicey. Everybody stand back.
Ya está. Ahora sí. ¿Cómo termino? Sí, voy a terminar las misiones diarias. ¿Por qué no? Antes de empezar todo. Así mi cronómetro y veo cuánto me demora porque no me demoré mucho. Banearon esa canción de Spotify, la del... Banearon la canción del bebito Fifiu de Spotify. ¿Quién lo diría? Una wea sorprendente. Kurikitakati, kurikitakata, kurikitakata. Tarikitakati. Oh, crossover. Traveling. Intrusiando. Desafío contra reloj. ¿Será de batalla? A lo mejor. No tengo memoria de alguna vez haber hecho un desafío contra reloj en esta parte del mapa. No, se fue. Ay, ya sé que, ya sé que, ya sé que, ya sé que. Con Yelan.
Quietly now. By royal decree.
Eso por ahí, eso por ahí, eso por ahí.
I summon thee.
Paso de esto porque, bro. Mision de Directo. Listo. Queda volteando la sola, se elimina a todos los monstruos. Sonó como algo. No creí que alguien se iba a meter al mundo. Uy, ¿esto? Correo. ¿Verdad? El evento este de los slimes. ¿Cuánto tenemos? 1096. Vamos, 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 que se puede.
I jinxed it. Now it's bound to rain. Off we go. Adventure
Hay
time.
que tener 16.000 como mínimo. Asumir.
Busted. Take it easy. Game's up. Time's over. On, reveal thyself. Quietly now. Here comes the cash.
Ya, hora de volver al IUE. ¿El dólar llegó a Luca? No. ¿Me voy?
Leo's really got a
Ah,
lot going for it.
todavía no. No, todavía no. Ah, bajó, bajó. Bien, bajó el dólar. ¡Sú! Ganó el universo. Muy bien. Ahora sí,
Astra,
para empezar la misión
thank
de
you for
Yelan después de
completing
reclamar
today's
esta hora.
commissions.
Ah,
Add Astra.
ganamos, ganamos. No, no, todavía no, no sé. Listo. ¿Dónde está la misión de Yelan? Ahí. Tuc, tuc, tuc. ¡No! Me caigo. Oh, de la wea. Ah,
Uncle Tien, we're here to chat with you.
Oh? What a lovely surprise. Welcome. Oishi, why don't you go downstairs and get the shopkeeper to make us a fresh pot of tea?
wow. Qué inmersivo. Yo estoy tomando té.
I heard that you've been traveling all over the place recently. I would very much like to hear your adventure stories. Hoishin told you, didn't she? Don't worry. I'm quite all right.
No, mi bufanda.
It's just the years gradually catching up with me. As I grow older, I'm starting to find that with many things, though the mind is willing, the flesh is weak. Especially recently, I've noticed a rather drastic drop in my energy levels. I am still very much in good standing as the
How difficult is it to transfer the Tianshu position?
Oh, well, you see, the Tianshu is a rather unique position among the Liyue Qixing. Historically speaking, the Tianshu rarely appears in public. We also want to keep any prospective Tianshu candidates free from influence by outside forces. For these reasons, the incumbent Tianshu typically recommends their candidate of choice, and this is then approved by the other Qixing members.
So in other words, you pick someone,
Tuvo
and
que haber
then
puesto el
Lady
juego en
Keqing,
chino.
Lady Ningguang, and the other Qixing appoint them?
Correct. Unfortunately, due to my health, not to despair, however, because I found someone exceptionally capable to act on my behalf as assessment officer.
Oh? Who is it?
I'm heartbroken. I thought it might take you a little longer than this to forget all about me.
It's Yelan!
Jackpot. Uncle Tien here asked me to assess 3 candidates for him. Fancy joining me? You'll be among the first to get to know the next Tianshu. Might be a good opportunity for you.
What do you think? Paimon thinks so too. It can't be a bad thing to be on good terms with a new Qixing, right?
All right then. Though, I gotta say, Uncle
Como el
Tien,
tío Tian era
you
parte
say
de
you're
las 7
into
estrellas. What the fuck?
behind-the-scenes planning. My work's of the covert variety too. Don't you think I might make a good Tianshu?
Huh? Yelan, you want to be the next Tianshu?
I'm not opposed to the idea, but I suspect Ningguang wouldn't let you go very easily after how long you've been working together. So, how about this? If your investigation reveals that...
Deal. Well, you guys take your time. Everything's... Meet me on the first floor when you're ready. Until then, have a pleasant conversation. Oh, and no need to pay for your tea. As the new owner of this fine establishment, this runs on the house. You're all set?
Uncle Tien seems really worn down. It's like all his energy's gone.
Yeah, it may sound harsh, but Uncle Tien is past his prime. He's not cut out for this anymore. So he's recommended 3 candidates. Their names are Qinwei, Mingbo, and Zhi. Qinwei is a wealthy entrepreneur. Mingbo works at the Liyue Ministry of Civil Affairs, and Zhi is focused on study and travel. Try to keep all that in mind. Of course, it doesn't really matter if you forget, since we'll be assessing them at Yuehai Pavilion in a short while.
Qianwei, Mingbo, Zhi. Paimon should be able to remember their names, but what does the assessment involve exactly?
Let's leave that until we get to Yuehai Pavilion. All right. Heads in the game, people. The stakes don't get much higher than a change in the Qixing. We can't afford to miss anything, no matter how small.
Got it. We'll keep our eyes wide open.
Oh, eventos especiales.
Where has Master gone this time?
My legs are getting sore. What is wrong with this assessment officer? This is a huge occasion and I don't even get a chair. I've dealt with all kinds of people in my time, but never have I been made to stand while I'm waiting for an appointment.
Oh, I think it's fine.
That's called being complacent. If you're happy to just accept the way things are, you'll never be able to change anything in the future.
Oh, come on. That's just... Now you're just... being unreasonable.
All right, you two. Let's not get into a big argument over this. It's not worth it. Qianwei, that was a bit uncalled for. And Mingbo, cut him some slack. We've all been standing around for a while. It's natural to be getting irritable. Look, how about this? There's no rule saying we're obliged to stand up while we wait, so why don't we borrow some chairs from the guild nearby?
Fine. They're not the best quality chairs, to be sure. But under the circumstances, it would be better than nothing.
It looks like all 3 candidates have arrived. We'll meet them formally soon. Before that, let me run you through the assessment process. I've split it into 2 stages: current affairs and planning, and face-to-face interview. In the first stage, candidates are required to submit a manifesto for Liyue's development. In the second stage, we will ask them some questions in person. Writing a manifesto takes time, so I informed them of this requirement in advance. These are the reports they submitted.
Wow, one of them is really thick.
It's also worth mentioning a stipulation I gave them. Whoever is appointed as the new Tianshu will be expected to implement their plan as put forward in their manifesto. Failing the occurrence of some cataclysmic event, they will not be permitted to change their plan. Therefore, these 3 piles of documents in front of us represent where each candidate stands on key policy issues. There's still some time. Have a skim through, get a first impression of what each person's proposing. I'll be waiting off to the side. Just let me know when you're done.
Wow. A ver, propuesta de Bimbo. Trata de detalle de asuntos internos y bienestar local. Desde el punto de vista de Bimbo, un mundo justo para todos que consigue con rectitud. Ya. Grande CG. Sí. Por último, la propuesta de Shanwei. Aborda temas bastante de índole comercial y presenta opciones y beneficios. Ya lo leí ya en este caso.
Finished, huh? What did you
Obvio.
think?
Everyone took it very seriously.
Of course they did. They have the chance to be picked as the new Tianshu, so you can bet they're putting their best foot forward. And keep in mind, whoever gets in has to execute their plan as written. That's for me to know and you to find out. We can talk more after the interviews. We'll see the candidates now. Let's do one at a time. Start with Chenwei.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh? So you two are the assessment officers, are you? I had assumed that given the great import of this situation, Lady Ningguang would perhaps be assessing us in person. I certainly hadn't imagined I'd be seeing two entirely unfamiliar faces. I trust you've read through my manifesto? I'd be more than happy to clarify any details you found difficult to grasp. It was written with an expert audience in mind, after all.
Chao, el culiao
Watch
creído.
your tone, mister.
Relax. It wasn't intended as a personal slight against anyone in particular. I was simply stating a fact. Cloud Retainer? You know this Adeptus? Oh, with your sterling reputation, you must have a respectable level of erudition. Perhaps you will be...
Oh, is it my turn?
Yes. Please introduce yourself.
I'm, Mingbo. I work in the Ministry of Civil Affairs. I've worked there for, 9 years, 5 months, and 3 days. In that time, I've handled, 2,347 cases. I have 12 active cases at the moment. They should be concluded in, 16 days? My current work is related to urban planning, and I'm also responsible for
Mira.
auditing the accounts. To be more precise, there are 3 parts to the accounts, namely...
Is it just Paimon, or...
You know what? Let's leave the self-introduction there and move on to some questions.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Hello. Not gonna lie, I'm feeling a little nervous. What would you like to know? You're here to assess me, so ask away and I'll answer your questions to the best of my ability.
Your manifesto is very wide in its scope, but you don't seem to be personally involved in many of the specific fields. How can you be sure that you have the ability to put your plan into action?
Very fair question. I completely understand where you're but I'm confident in my plan. I've visited many different places, talked to lots of people with far more expertise than myself, and my manifesto is the conclusion of these efforts. Of course, 2 different problems can be interconnected in very complicated ways, and you might reach 2 very contradictory conclusions depending on which one you're focusing on.
How do you plan to determine whether you are right or wrong about your proposed solution being the optimal one?
A great question. Well, I'd start by having my colleagues and the secretaries of the Yuehai Pavilion evaluate any proposals before implementation. Post-implementation, it would all if it turned out that my judgment was to blame for...
Nice answer. All right, next question.
He seems like a great guy. Everything he said was thoughtful and logical, and he was just a pleasure to listen to.
Here's my take on what we just learned. As you saw, Chenwei is highly knowledgeable. He proposes many excellent ideas in his manifesto, but he is very proud and incredibly stubborn. He doesn't care much about other people's feelings. Mingbo's plan is more thorough and more measured. You can tell he's meticulous in his work, but he and Chenwei are otherwise polar opposites. Mingbo is not very articulate and comes across as very timid in conversation.
Perfect summary. Paimon couldn't agree more.
Last but not least, Jur-E. His manifesto is full of pertinent details, his methodology is sound, and his proposals cover a broad range of fields, which is quite a rare feat. The depth he goes into in each and every area means it can only be a product of painstaking work. But what really interests me is that many of his views happen to coincide with Uncle Tien's.
Great.
We'll see.
Entonces va a ser el último, pues bueno. Obvio. O sea, eso deja claro, ¿no? Que va a ser el último el elegido. Ay, babe. Tengo pegada esa canción. Tengo que quitarla de mi cabeza. Ah, Tararatarata, tararatata. ¿Qué pasa, tío Tian? Uncle Tian.
I
Chuta que
see.
está cagado.
Then it's more or less as I anticipated.
All right. Then let me ask this. The ideas in Jur-E's manifesto are very similar to your own. Is there any particular reason behind this?
Oh, I didn't want to say
Ya se me
anything
acabó
when
el
I
té.
gave you the list of candidates, for fear of affecting your judgment. But I can tell you now. Those 3 candidates have all studied under me in the past. It's all but Xin Wei went on to focus on his business, and Ming Guo has always been.
Whoa! So how did
Chen Wei was referred to me by an old friend. Ming Guo came to my attention in the course of my work. And as for Jerry, I was pure happenstance. We first met while fishing. Gradually, as we got to know each other, we started discussing all sorts of topics. Jerry came from a poor family, and his parents died when he was very young. But he was a gifted student and a fast learner. He reminded me of a younger version of myself. So I started out giving him a few words of advice when we were out fishing and noticed how quickly he got on. Quite. And now, all of a sudden, he's grown into a mature young man. It's a joy to see, but it also gets one thinking. The young are growing up, and I am growing old. How time flies. No one can escape the cycle of life.
I don't know, Uncle Tian. You still seem in pretty good shape to me. You might have another few years of work left in you, don't you think?
Oh, you. There's really no need to console me. Having less energy than I used to isn't such a bad thing. It just means I finally have a good reason to retire and spend my days doing what old men like me should be doing. Going fishing whenever I feel like it.
Sounds like you sure love fishing, Uncle Tien.
Ooh, there's nothing quite like fishing to pass the time. Ooh, and freshly caught fish, they make the most beautiful fish soup with barely any preparation required.
Fresh fish soup. Mmm, sounds tasty.
Doesn't it?
Dum 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 dum.
Also, some time ago, Jerry purchased a very special recipe from an old fisherman. When we've been fishing recently, Jerry always brings some extra ingredients he prepared in advance. That flavor makes for a fond memory.
Oh, can Paimon come next time too? Paimon really wants to try it.
Let's get back to the matter at hand. Uncle Tian, we've reported back.
Tío
Do you have a
Tian.
verdict?
Mm-hmm. I appointed you as the assessment officer, and I trust your judgment. Had you not asked me why Jerry's ideas were so similar to mine, I was not going. This decision must be guided by. Remember.
Understood. Come on, let's go talk somewhere.
Bye-bye, Uncle Tien.
Me pregunto si al final lo tendremos que...
Jerry, right? His manifesto was written well, and he's the best speaker.
Easy. Let's not rush.
Huh?
No, nothing like that. The assessment itself is complete. But let me give you a word of advice. Things are not always as the biggest no-no in intelligence work is to only get information from the person of interest themselves. The truth is almost always hidden beneath many layers of deception. you have to get information through many different channels. For example, Wenyuan, Shanghua.
Yes?
Lady Yelan, what are your orders?
Ya, qué weá.
Who are they? Where did they come from?
Did
Pregunto
they
lo
scare
mismo.
you? These two are Wenyuan and Shanghua. They work for me. As my trusted assistants, they are always standing guard nearby. They also perform various assignments as required. Shanghua is a business expert who gets his information by trading. Wenyuan relies on word of mouth. And there's also Upei, who's not here right now.
That meathead must have been out there on sea surveillance for some time now.
Nothing can take that guy down. Certainly not a little wind and waves.
Shanghua, visit all the commerce guilds and look into Qianwei's background. Wenyuan, go to the Ministry of Civil Affairs and look through Mingbo's work files.
Yes, ma'am.
So what about Juri?
Jur-E, well, obviously as the most let's go to the docks first.
If we're looking for information, why don't we try talking to Bulai? He does business at the North Wharf.
That's actually not a bad idea. Let's go and ask him.
Brígido, brígido. Yes.
Huh? What's Bulai doing here today?
Uy, tengo que ponerle pausa un momento.
I created another universe and founded paradise. For I, Fischl, and the Prinzessin der Verirrt. May the glory of the Prinzessin bring light to this world.
Voy a buscar algo para picar.
Look, your asking price for this batch is just too high. I can't buy in at this price. How am I supposed to turn a profit?
Come on, hear me out. I'm telling you,
This is the single best batch of Sunsettias ever. You won't find anyone who disputes that. I accidentally dropped one into a well, and even the water turned sweet.
Even so.
All right. I'll let you in on a little secret. The boss of Second Life also wants to buy from me, but I haven't responded yet. If you won't take him, I'll just have to partner with them instead. And neither of us wants that.
Okay, well, when you put it that way, I'll accept your asking price. I'll take all your stock. Don't sell a single one to Second Life.
Oh, colusión.
Oh, what are you doing here? And
Hola,
to be
PDI.
clear, these Sunsettias are mine. I got to them first. Don't get any ideas.
Actually, we want to ask you about a guy called Juri. Have you heard of him before?
Juri? Yes, he's quite well known. I've heard a story about him. They say he was born into poverty. His parents died when he was young, and he was treated... One of his neighbors was terribly rude to him all the time. But Juri never retaliated. And when his neighbor went bankrupt,
Escucha el hueón bueno.
he even helped support the family. He returned cruelty with kindness, injustice with peace offerings. A gentleman of talent and character, and... oh, how did I not notice him sooner? In fact, maybe I'm not too...
Oh, he sounds like a decent man.
Why are you asking about him anyway? Well then, in that case, the higher bidder takes the...
Where?
It's him, all right. Looks like he's chatting with Yelan. Come on, let's follow them and listen in. Try not to let him see you. We want this information to be as truthful.
I'll just go and fetch an employment contract. And hey, don't try and cut me out of this. Hey!
I understand. Let's walk and talk. So, you were looking to buy a wineware set?
What's the hurry? Don't get too close, or he'll see you.
Con la concha de su madre.
Try not to let him see you. We want this information to be as truthful as possible.
I understand. Let's walk and talk. So, you were looking to buy a wineware set? Oh, now I can see that you're a connoisseur, so I won't bother trying to con you. I trust you understand our shop quite well?
The truth is, an old friend of mine, who likes to have a drink now and then, he fancies himself as a man of culture, but doesn't care
Y
for
después va a
needles
aparecer
or
Chongli,
strategies.
weón.
So I thought I might buy him a set of high-quality fakes.
How very thoughtful of you. Leave it to me then. Come and collect it at Shigu Antiques whenever is convenient.
Thank you very much, Miss Yelan.
It's my pleasure, Mr. Juri. These days, it's quite rare for someone of your standing to still keep up with their old friends. It's nice to see. I'll be sure to pick out a good set for you. You can count on me. Juri seems to get along really well with everyone. Are you satisfied now, Yelan? Seems like everyone thinks Juri's a great guy.
We shouldn't jump to conclusions just yet.
Do we... Wait. You're not just trying to dig up some dirt on Juri because you want to be Tianchu yourself, are you?
Maybe I am. Maybe I'm not. But hey, if I do become Tianshu, I'll look out for you guys. You'll be able to try all the finest food for free. How does that sound?
Well, come on! Off to the South Wharf we go!
La compraron con comida.
invoice is sent to the Ministry of Civil Affairs.
Chucha. Aprovechando que estoy acá. Ah, ¿qué tal si me pongo? No.
The wharf is as busy as ever. I hear the anglers here sometimes
Yo no veo
sell their
mucha
fish
gente.
to the nearby fishmongers. Let's see what Uncle Soon has to say.
Welcome. What would you like to buy today?
Sorry to interrupt. We're actually members of the Liyue Anglers Association, and we just wanted to ask a few questions about someone. We've heard about this young man called Zhi, who's supposed to be a fantastic fisherman. Just wondering if you happen to have heard of him?
Whoa! Yelan made up a whole fake identity without batting an eyelid.
Ah, yes, Jury. He's been making quite a name for himself recently. I've got some friends who travel all over the place, and they tell me everywhere they go they meet someone who's heard of him. How does that saying go? What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Well, if there's anything to that logic, he's sure to be phenomenally successful one day.
Yeah, we think so too.
Your Anglers Association might be in for a disappointment.
Oh? Why's that?
He's good at a lot of things, but fishing isn't one of them. He fishes at the wharf and sells what he catches to me on occasion. His catches are always mediocre. Not terrible, but equally nothing to write home about. If you're looking to recruit some new members, though, I do know a few
That sounds fantastic. I've got a couple of other things to attend to right.
Sure thing. See you.
Everywhere they go, they meet someone who's heard of him. Come on, let's keep asking around.
¿Cuál weón un fatui?
300 for one or 3 for 1,000. You better hurry. When they're gone, they're gone.
We're from the Society for
Espérate.
Fish Price Research. We'd just like to ask a few
¿Cómo?
questions.
¿Cómo? 1 por 300, 3.000. La media estafa, pues, weón.
Wow, she switched identity again.
Society for Fish Price
Please, don't worry. We're just here to conduct a simple survey. We've heard about a certain Zhi who's been selling fresh fish at...
So this isn't about me. You should have said something, you know. I know the guy. I can tell you what I know. I haven't heard anything about him selling fresh fish at low prices, but it wouldn't surprise me if it was him.
Oh? Why is that?
Because he's so poor. His parents died when he was very young, and his alcoholic father still owed a huge amount of debt. He was still a kid when he first came to the wharf. His clothes were ragged, and he had a bandage wrapped, and he managed to survive, thanks to Uncle Tien, who gave him some food. But still to this day, he doesn't have a lot of mora to his name. I mean, he can afford to eat and everything, but you'll often see him haggling with others over just a few mora, so I wouldn't be surprised to find out he's been selling a few fish. It's not like he catches much anyway, so it's not going to affect my business. Don't tell him I said that.
He didn't know?
Well, I spoke to him once, briefly, and I just had a feeling that I think he has pretty low self-esteem. But hey, it's hardly my place to say anything. What he's achieved already puts most people to shame. I just wouldn't want to upset him, that's all.
I see. Well, thank you for sharing that with us.
Not a problem. And just for the record, there's absolutely...
The more times you say it, the less convincing.
Doesn't have a lot of mora to...
Hey, it's you guys! Wait, what's the phrase? Oh yeah, honored to meet you. What brings you to me?
The truth is, we are but newcomers to this territory. We heard tell of a great martial artist, Master Dugu, who knows everything there is.
Really? People said I know everything there is to know?
But of course. We also heard that Master Dugu is a...
Great! So what do you wish?
Now she's lying to a kid.
So, Master Dugu, have you heard of one by the name of...
Sure have. You mean that guy that all the grown-ups are talking about these days? I've heard many tales of Jury. For example, probably because it's nothing that important. I prefer...
Oh, I can completely understand that. Then...
Oh yeah, I know that. It was about 2 or 3 months before that. People always used to talk about Jury in... Sometimes he gives me candies.
Just as I thought.
Huh? What do you...
I mean, just as I thought, Master Dugu is indeed as kind and virtuous as the legends claim.
I'm not that great. Oh yeah, one other thing. These days, there's a lot of people I've never seen before talking about Jury stories in the street. They seem like nice...
Oh, definitely.
See them, I'll say hi. And I guess I can share some of my candies with them too.
Well then, fare thee well, Master Dugu.
Until we meet again.
Ji seems to have a great reputation. Uncle Soon and
True. But the issue is, where did his sudden celebrity come from?
Sudden? Too good to be...
So he returns cruelty with kindness, and had to work to support his studies. These are the kinds of things that make someone well known in their hometown. But Uncle Soon said, do you remember what Dugu Shuo said about Jur-E's stories? Clearly they left him with a good impression of the guy. But beyond that, plus, there's the fact that all this praise of Jur-E has only been happening within the last 2 or 3 months. The thing with his neighbor, none of these are recent events. So why are these stories
When you put it like that, it is kinda strange.
Of course, if that's all there was to it, I wouldn't look into it any further. Jur-E was born into a poor family. Paying people to get his stories out there is within the rules of the game as far as I'm concerned. The problem is, do you remember what Uncle Gao said about him? He's stayed poor his whole life. Everything he's earned he's either spent on studying, traveling, right. And that changes everything. It can mean a powerful faction is trying to gain influence over the Liu at Xixing. That's the worst case scenario. But all too often, the most pessimistic speculation turns out to be closest to the truth.
Someone's trying to gain influence over the Qixing? That sounds serious. What should we do? Even if we asked Ji about it, surely there's no way he'd admit it.
Don't worry, I've got a plan. Remember the current affairs and planning stage of the assessment? Since the successful candidate is duty-bound to implement their plan after taking office, their manifesto tells us their stance on key issues. Jur-E must be seeking to benefit from his actions after his appointment. So, come on, let's get back to Yenshang Tea House.
Corrupción.
Take it easy.
Qué linda la NPC. Vamos a sacarle una foto. Ah, déjame pasar. Ok.
Jur-E's manifesto covers a huge range of topics. Looking for details that don't add up will be like trying to find a needle in a haystack. I'll divide the reports into 2 piles. You take one, I'll take the other. When we're finished, we'll put our heads together. Officially, the assessment is already over, and I'll be expected to announce the results before long. So we have to get to the bottom of this as quickly as we can.
Yikes! We better hurry!
Whatever else Uncle Tien might think of Jur-E, the fact remains that he's one of his favorite students. Any evidence he's left is not going to be immediately obvious.
¿Dónde chi?
Even though Yelan took half, this is still a lot to get through. Well, we gotta start somewhere. All this reading is giving Paimon a headache.
Fueron como 3
Take a
párrafos.
break.
Looks like I'm the first one back, as usual.
Oh, hey! It's one of Yelan's little helpers, Shenhua! If you're back, that means you finished investigating Tianwei, right?
You betcha. I visited all the commerce guilds and gathered a wealth of information. Every time they asked me to leave, but I always had another trick up my sleeve.
Don't drag this out. Just tell us your findings.
Yes, Lady Yelan. To summarize my findings, most people who've had interactions with Tianwei will start out complaining about how proud and arrogant he is, but then go on to give a generally positive appraisal of him. The young master of the Feiyun Commerce Guild said that Tianwei appears arrogant, but he's very scrupulous in the way he works. Once he signs a contract with somebody, he treats them fairly regardless of their background.
Who'd have thought?
Is it possible that his reputation is fake? Is there any way you can check the accounts of the businesses under his name?
In theory, that should be very difficult, but here's the thing. Where he buys from and sells to should be confidential business information, but he doesn't seem interested in protecting it at all. Tianwei often sees business opportunities that others don't, but once he's made enough mora off of it, it's like he gets sick of it and releases all of his trade secrets. It's like he wants people to know that they still can't beat him, even if he shares all of his secrets. The fact that someone like that can still make Mora is pretty infuriating when you think about it.
What a strange guy. It's like he's not doing business to make Mora.
To validate his theories. No wonder his manifesto contains so many insights. It's all the result of his first-hand experimentation.
I'm back! Huh? Ah, how come you're here?
Why do you think? Obviously, because I possess superior skills, and am always one step ahead of the
You... Ugh, whatever. I'm not getting into an argument with you. If I hadn't had something else to take care of on the way, I would have been back long before you. Lady Yelan, I have finished investigating Mingbois.
Well, we're all ears.
The Ministry of Civil Affairs says that Mingbois struggles to get his words out when he gets nervous, especially when he's chatting with strangers. But after a few days of getting to know him, you can pretty much have a normal conversation with him. On the whole, the feedback from the Ministry of Civil Affairs was very positive. He always considers the things that everyone else overlooks.
In your opinion, was the Ministry of Civil Affairs' appraisal of Mingbois at all exaggerated?
I don't believe so. Mingbois is someone who has slowly but surely earned the reputation he has today. According to Miss Yu, the Ministry often gets Mingbois to take a final look at projects before they're implemented. People feel much more confident in something if it has his stamp of approval. And also, there was once someone in the Ministry who was lying and cheating to try to advance their career. Mingbois gave them the scolding of a lifetime. Apparently, he can be terrifying when he loses his temper. I haven't seen it for myself, though.
Whoa, that's hard to imagine.
Like I said before, things are not always as they appear.
Ah, so that's what you meant by that.
Thank you both. You're free to go now.
Yelan les pagará un sueldo.
Have you finished reading the manifesto? I can't see any immediate problems looking at the individual entries. The only one that strikes me as a little unusual is the Cheungshu Pool redevelopment plan. Cheungshu Pool has always been home to many secrets. Plus, Ajdaha once wrought havoc there. At some point, a rumor began to go around that there is, a long time ago, with the approval of the Qixing, a mining team conducted.
So, did they find any treasure?
None. The ruin was completely impenetrable. The only way they could have gotten through the solid rock would have been by blowing it open with a special kind of explosive. The technology wasn't mature enough at that time, so the excavation project was shut down and the treasure became a mere legend. Zhi-Yi's manifesto focuses on solving problems, and this treasure hunt seems extremely risky. It seems still, this one fact alone doesn't tell us much. Everyone wants to get their hands on this treasure. Did you find anything?
Excavation? Project? Treasure? Did we read anything similar in our half of the... Oh yeah! Zhi-Yi said the Blackcliff Forge workers should get right of first refusal if any suitable projects come up.
Did he now? Well, that makes everything much clearer. So Zhi-Yi wants the Blackcliff Forge to excavate the treasure of Cheungshu Pool.
Does that mean the Blackcliff Forge is Zhi-Yi's secret supporter?
No, not likely. I've looked into the Blackcliff Forge before. They do possess some specialized explosives, but it would seem more trouble than it's worth to put so many resources into a risky project like this. Still, since the clues are pointing toward the Blackcliff Forge...
Shenwei and Mingboa both turned out to be completely different than what we thought.
¿Cuál es la forja Peñasco? Juro, weón. No conozco yo. ¡Un perrito! Muérete. Vamos a hacer el anticucho. Bonito este juego, weón.
isn't good. If the rain washes away the traces, it's gonna set us back a long way. This is the Black Cliff Forge. Let's look around for clues.
Ni idea que esto existe.
Anything strange been going on recently?
Excuse me? What's that?
Just, stuff that when it happened.
Huh?
I don't think we're going to get anywhere asking questions like that. Let's just take a look around.
What's this?
From the back, it looks like a ledger, but it seems they also use it as a site log.
Economía más
Who
grande.
wrote it, but it's interesting, don't you think?
You think they're suspicious?
Yes. Look, it says right there. At this rate, by the time the Qingshu Pool redevelopment plan is ready to roll, they'll be the technical backbone of the team. That'll give them the chance to take a lot of liberties. They can copy any secret texts or steal any treasure they find underground. Imagine if we didn't suspect anything. By the time Jur-E recommends the Blackcliff Forge for the excavation project, at most we would maybe do a fresh background check on the place. No red flags if all they did was change some key staff. And even if we decided to vet the staff individually, they'd have had more than enough time by then to come up with fake identities. That's the advantage of planning this far in advance. It was a clever move.
When you put it like that, it all makes sense. If we hadn't... So, who's really behind all this?
That's a question for the newcomers. But let's start with that worker over there.
Excuse us. We want to ask you about the newcomers.
You want them to teach you or something? I gotta say, these newcomers are in tip-top shape. My only complaint is that they're always going out drinking at night. But I guess they just need some time to adjust. I'm sure we'll get to know each other over time.
They go out drinking. This area isn't exactly renowned for the nightlife.
You got that right. They tell me they go all the way back to Liyue Harbor to drink at Wanmin Restaurant. It rained after work today, so they actually stuck around at the site for a while. But as soon as... Hey, you're only young once, right? I say, if they can hack it, let them at it.
Interesting. Let's go. Looks like our hunch was on the Mora. These newcomers are very suspicious. Drinking in Liyue Harbor, huh? Some cover story. I'll wager they've been going to intelligence updates. Good thing it rained today. It means they'll leave footprints. I doubt they'd give themselves away that easily, but...
They went that way. Hurry, we gotta catch up.
Y genuinamente llovió, pues, weón. Un poco antes de llegar a la misión.
These footprints are heading towards Liyue Harbor. Maybe we were wrong about them.
Just as I thought. They didn't go to Liyue Harbor. They went that way. The footprints stop here. But, judging from the direction, I'm guessing their destination was that abandoned house. Looks like we were too late. This has gotta be where the newcomers rendezvous with. Look at these ashes. Someone was burning documents not long before we arrived.
Could there be anything left? Maybe the wind could have blown the fire out before everything was finished burning.
The odds of that are very slim. It's practically impossible. I've checked. All the paper's been burned. There's only ash left now.
Why don't we wait for them back at the Black Cliff Forge? They've gotta go.
We can't count on that. Clearly they were based here at one point, but it's mysteriously abandoned now. To me, that says that whoever's behind this has moved them somewhere else to throw our investigation off course.
Darn! Guess this is where our trail runs cold.
Make no mistake, the purpose of our trip wasn't to find any solid evidence. We just need to figure out who's behind Jur-E. I smelled something peculiar the moment I came in. Those newcomers probably thought they'd be safe as long as they burned the letters. But what they failed to consider is that paper and ink from different regions produce different odors when they're burned.
Really? Paimon can't smell anything. Do you smell anything?
There is a certain place with a freezing cold climate where there's nothing but ice as far as the eye can see. Some wealthy people there put floral fragrance in their ink as a way of injecting a little romance into their writing. When that fragrant ink is burned, this is the exact odor that it leaves behind. Exactly. The evidence will soon be blown away by the wind, so it's nothing we can arrest anyone with. But it's all I need. Now I know who we're dealing with. I can plan our next move.
Lady Yelan! Oh, thank goodness I finally found you. I thought I'd never see you again.
Who are you?
El dólar sigue
This
bajando.
is Upei. He's Wenyuan and Shanghua's colleague. I sent him to look into
Bajó de
Jur-E's
966 a
Jur-E
965,
likes
Dios mío.
fishing. Upei thought he might know some of the fishermen and sailors, so he took a boat out to sea to ask
Cancel en
around.
Chile.
I left him a note at Yanshang Tea House telling him to look for me at Black Cliff Forge when he got back. If there'd been an ambush waiting for us there, it means we'd have had some backup. So, what did
8:33.
you find out at sea?
Forgive my incompetence. I'm afraid I've come up empty-handed. I asked all the fishermen multiple
Tengo
times, but none of them had
7.400
any
pesos en
interaction
mi
with
poder.
Jur-E before. Then the waves got so choppy I ended up falling overboard. Fortunately, someone managed to drag me out. When I got back, I heard that you'd gone to Black Cliff Forge and might need backup, so I went straight there as fast as I could. Didn't even stop to change my clothes.
Well, Uncle Tien said that Jur-E once bought a recipe from one of the fishermen. Did you hear anything about that at all?
What? That's news to me. No, that's not possible. It's absolutely not possible. Lady Yelan, I'm telling you, I spoke to every single fisherman out there, and none of them mentioned anything about a recipe.
Interesting. Then I wonder how that even...
Fish soup? What fish soup?
Nothing. Our priority right now is to find
What?
our hands on some solid evidence.
¿Qué?
Well, any suggestions? Not a bad idea. Upei, what do you think?
Honestly, I've already tried following Jur-E, but the guy's too cautious. Never meets with anyone suspicious.
Okay, so tailing's out.
No, we'll still need to tail him. But first, we need to do some
Groundwork?
When you've worked in intelligence for a long time, you'll understand that no one can stay on high alert forever. Especially when he thinks he's about to win. Tomorrow morning, I'll announce his victory at Yuehai Pavilion. Take a guess what you think he'll do next. Be sure to arrive on time. You won't want to miss the show.
Oh, hay que esperar hasta el siguiente día. ¿Qué hora dijo? 9 a 11 horas. Justito. Se me ocurrió algo. Uy, tengo que hacerlo. ¿De qué tratará el directo Genshin 19? Estoy pensando. Podría ser completacionismo parte 2, terminando todos los pozos de encanamilla. Mala idea.
It looks like we're all here. Well then, time for me to announce the results of the assessment process. I won't drone on about the importance of the Tianshu role. Suffice to say that Uncle Tian entrusted me with the monumentally important task of assessing the candidates. And now, it falls to me to give him a satisfactory answer.
All of us here know the score. Don't beat around the bush, just get on with it.
Qianwei has many pioneering ideas, but some of his plans are lacking in detail, and he easily gets into testy exchanges with other people. Mingbo is reliable, but not quite ambitious enough, and because of his personality, he struggles to win people over. In contrast, Zhi is evenly balanced across the board, and enjoys an excellent reputation in Liyue. After much consideration, I have decided to recommend Zhi to the Liyue Qixing.
What?
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. Honestly, I'm a little surprised to hear my name being announced. In my estimation, all three of us are worthy candidates for the Tianshu position. Would either of you entertain the possibility of working with me in the future?
I'll have to see. I'm in a bad mood.
I don't mind, as long as I can help.
Okay, well, that's all from me. Zhi, you'll have some preparation to do. It won't be long before you're in.
I will live up to the Tianshu name. On this, you have my word. I should go. I need to pack my things, and then I think a celebratory meal is in order.
Count me out. I'm not in the mood for a celebration.
Zhi seems pretty relaxed now. This would be a good time to—
Hey, traveler, tell me something. What exactly does that guy have that I don't? If you can't answer that, I'm not accepting this result.
I, also wouldn't—
Oh no, if we get stuck—
Follow him.
Yes, ma'am.
¿Cómo se demora la wea?
We finally got—
Lady Yelan, Zhi has gone towards Feiyun Slope.
Follow him.
So Zhi really sided with the Fatui? But Uncle Tian thinks so highly of him. Why would he do this?
Difficult to say, but everything should become a lot clearer when we find him. Take it easy.
I'm sorry, Lady Yelan. We lost. He's too good at this. We weren't able to keep
How the heck did he manage to shake Yelan's subordinate? I guess Zhi didn't let—
No, Upe says he's much more relaxed than usual. Maybe it's just how he's wired. Perceptive enough to sense when he's being watched.
Don't blame yourselves. Let's not forget he was trained by Uncle Tian himself. Evading detection is not an unusual skill for him to have. If I'd asked you to tail Uncle Tian, you'd have ended up at a dead end too. It's fine. So, where did you lose him?
Shinue kiosk. He only went in briefly. Upe and I were watching outside the whole time. A few moments later, a man dressed in a completely different outfit came out. Upe had a feeling that it was him, but we couldn't get close enough to check without blowing our cover. I figured that if we spooked him, it would undo what we've accomplished today so far. Another option would have been to arrest him there and then, but without any evidence, that would have been meaningless. So I stopped Upe, and I stayed here to wait for you while that meathead went to ask around in Shinue Kiosk.
Good work. The fish didn't take the bait, but that's okay. As long as he's still swimming around, we'll find a way to catch him eventually. The key is figuring out what he's trying to achieve. Let's go to Shinue Kiosk.
Voy a hacer un directo después, separado posiblemente,
Could you explain to me how that
sacándole
works?
fotos.
A guy like him comes in, changes his whole outfit right under your nose, and you don't even ask him about it?
Our customers are free to dress however they please. What grounds would I have to question him?
Y voy a ir a sacarle fotos a los NPCs.
Okay, fair enough, but
Yep.
didn't you think it was just a little bit strange?
Well, maybe I did, but it still doesn't give me the right to stop him.
Enough. Let's tone this down a little. I'll make this quick. Just one question. What did he buy while he was here?
Oh, he didn't buy anything. He just picked up a bottle of liquor that he ordered ages ago.
A bottle of liquor?
Yes, a very strong kind. Fiery, with a rich flavor. Not something the average customer would order. This gentleman ordered it in person from us a long time ago. He was only here today to pick it up.
Liquor and wineware.
Where to?
Shigu Antiques.
¿Dónde chucha está la salida de esta wea? Poco notorio. Poco notorio.
Hey, Miss Linlong. Sorry to bother you. Zhi ordered a wanware set from you not long ago, right? We're friends of his. He's been telling us how impressed he is with the quality, considering how affordable it was. So we just had to come and take a look for ourselves.
Sure. Which model are you looking for?
We don't really know a whole lot about wineware. Let's just go with Zhi's choice. Would you be able to show us the one?
Zhi picked up his set not long ago as a quality imitation of an antique wineware set. It has the look and feel of a luxury item. Just so you're aware, we don't have many of this model left in stock. And now that Mr. Zhi has taken one, I'm afraid it may encourage the price to go up a little.
Don't worry, price shouldn't be an issue.
For this set, the wine glasses are sold separately. Minimum purchase is 1 glass.
Okay. Thanks, Linlong. Seems there's a little more to buying wineware than I first thought.
Well, don't take too long. We could sell out and...
This is turning into a real headache.
I'd just like to point out that we have the self-professed Grand Master of Fieldwork here to thank for being wholly incapable of tailing an ordinary civilian without being seen.
It's not like you did any better.
My specialty is information trading, okay? I don't have the physical agility. What's your excuse?
Yelan, if we can't figure out where Jerry went, there's not much we can do. But what?
If so, it's no ordinary.
What do you mean?
First of all, if he was just looking to celebrate by himself, he wouldn't spend his meager save now. This is a victory feast. Held in honor of whoever this person is clearly enjoys hard liquor and has a very high status. Hence the name. Now where might we find Fatui who match that
Fatui officials.
Have both locations surrounded. Take as many people as you need.
Lady Yelan, is it time for us to make our move?
Get with the program, would you? This is a covert surveillance operation. Jury may be vigilant, in which case, we don't need to change tack.
Great idea! So we...
But Lady Yelan, if we get caught...
I'm well aware. But don't you see? Jury is gambling everything on this. If we really want to catch him, stick to your orders. And make sure...
Yes, ma'am.
Hola, weá.
Don't worry, Lady
Trucha,
Yelan.
man.
Jury may be a slippery character, but we'll...
I'll be waiting for you at the tea house. If I'm guessing correctly, Fatui officials are likely to take action at night. You should go and get ready. Then meet...
¿Qué hora es en el Genshin? Ah, falta una horita. Tururún.
Perfect timing. Wenyuan just sent word that the Fatui ambassador, Yusupov, just left the embassy alone. He's heading in the direction of Qingshu Pool.
Qingshu Pool?
It looks like that's where they've arranged to meet. Qingshu Pool is always crawling with monsters. Most people wouldn't dream of going there.
Oh no.
Let's go.
Qingshu.
This is Qingshu Pool, full of ruins, crawling with monsters. Anyone with any sense steers well clear of this place. I've looked into the place before.
Estoy mirando la
There's a
bola.
worker's entrance somewhere
Hay
around
cofre.
here. Follow me.
¿Qué me falta todavía?
There's been some work done on this place in the past, but it's a bit of a labyrinth inside. I can't guarantee we'll be safe once we're underground. The workers left an emergency access route. If we can find it, this will be a much easier journey. Still, be ready to fight at any moment. Any resistance...
Don't worry. By the way, Yelan...
They have other things to take care of first.
Ya aprovecho. No, aquí tiene su CT, po, weón. Bien. Pero yo quiero a mi Yelan, po. No a esta Yelan de prueba. ¿Cómo está? 180, 75. No, está tan mal la que tengo yo. Tiene más ataque, bueno, tiene más cosas en general. Ah, I guess.
Gotcha.
La mía pega más.
Busted. Take it easy.
¿Para qué? ¿Para qué? ¿Para qué? La mía pega más, la mía pega más. Eso me tiene feliz.
As I expected.
Sí, la mía pega más o menos más. Creo que no era nada. Tiene pinta de ser como weá que esconden, ¿no? Todas las misiones, weón, tienen la manía estos weones de esconder cofre, weón.
I see that. That's gotta be the Fatui ambassador here to meet Ji. Looks like that must be the emergency
Me está guayando con puzzle, weón. Tiene que ser una broma. What? ¿Qué es esto?
Teamwork is dreamwork. By royal decree.
Quietly now.
Ay, qué fome, tiene poca recarga. ¿Cuánto recarga tiene? Yo no sabía- No, tiene muy poca recarga de energía hasta Yelan, po. Pierde toda la gracia. Ay, puede ser. Porque, por ejemplo, mi Yelan yo le tengo con harta recarga de energía, 200 y tanto, po. Cosa de que recargue rápido. Porque la gracia es que ocupe la ulti hartas veces. No, tenerla así no vale la pena, man. Ni por todo el daño crítico del mundo.
The water's gone down. Hey, look.
Oh. Oh, un cofre. Ya sé. Chucha, me caí. Perfecto.
Here comes the catch.
Claro, este está hecho para ocupar a Yelan, así para disparar igual. Medio medio la verdad. Fijan estos espacios así, weón. Chucha. Oh, un cofre. Oh, un cofre. Oh. No, no, no vi nada. Okay.
The waters flowed into the groove, and now the statues have lit up. Okay, now we should be able to move the statues. This is the construction workers' emergency access route, but it's closed tight. Trying to break through would be risky. Let's see if we can find another way.
The door is open. Let's go.
We should be nearly at the bottom now. Let's wrap this up.
Ah, por eso recomendaban piedra.
Illusion shattered. Busted. Things are about to get
Ya, me gusta más mi Yelan.
I can tell from the aroma that this is very fine liquor indeed. I'm impressed. Come on, bottoms up. After you, of course.
Oh, sorry. That went down the wrong way. I've never drunk anything this strong before. It'll take me some getting used to.
You'll get there. If you want to stay friends with us, you have to drink with us.
I'll do my best.
You're more of a lightweight than I thought. Already struggling after one glass? I thought you were made of sterner stuff. You certainly kept it together when you were poisoning your teacher's soup. Come on, another round. Less talking, more drinking.
Sure. You didn't leave me much of a choice, though, did you? Just the mention of poisoning sends shivers down my spine. I'm more timid than you realize. Every time I poisoned him, I had to hide away at home for a few days because I was so scared of getting caught.
Look, I know it has not been easy for you, my friend. We appreciate all your hard work. But I have to say, you really are quite a genius at poisoning people. I mean, the poison we brought from Snezhnaya is as strong as this wine, but you found a way to turn it into an imperceptible, slow-acting poison and came up with the idea of delivering it through fish soup. What was it you said? Oh, yeah. You said the soup's fishy flavor neutralizes the pungency of the...
It struck me one day when I was fishing. I'm lucky it did. Otherwise, I'm not sure I would have been able to fool Uncle Tien.
You have performed excellently.
Weón
The Fatui will continue to
malo.
provide the support you need to
Grábenlo.
consolidate your position as
Ah, verdad,
Tian
no, no tiene
Shu. Of
celular.
course, this is as long as you continue to do as we instruct. Aside from Qingshu Pool, we also have some other requests for you.
Don't worry. Whatever tasks you have for me, I will perform them diligently.
Did you hear that? It was poison! That's why Uncle Tien... What a nasty guy!
Hold on. Did you bring a camera? If not, you can use mine. This is quite a scene. We have to capture it.
Excellent liquor. We've seen no progress on the diplomat, but soon everything will be taken care of. I remember when I first saw you. I knew right away that you would make a good partner for us. Hey, do you...
How could I forget? You said a lowly commoner like me could never be seen as a serious The only way is for you to shine bright in the Tianshu's darkest moment.
Yes, under normal circumstances. Just look at your two competitors. Qianwei had wealth. Mingboa had reputation.
Qué buena onda el colaborador.
That's why I decided to help you. You know, there's an old saying in the Fatui. Give a starving dog a bone, and it'll guard your...
Yes. I cannot thank you enough for your generous support.
You know, the best thing about you is that you do as you're told. Heck, when you're not in the company of the Fatui, you'll be able to throw your...
Uncle Gao said that Jur-E has low self-esteem. Seems he was right. He was worried that whatever advantage he might have now will diminish over time. So the Fatui persuaded him that he should act while he can. Do you have any more film in the camera? Then get ready to use it. Tonight's grand finale should be coming up any minute now. How well this goes for us depends on how Jur-E plays his hand.
Ooh, is there any more alcohol? Go on. Fill me up. I'm in a good mood today, and I'm gonna drink my fill. Make sure to get me home safely afterward.
Oh.
There's only a little left. Here, I'll fill your glass. If you like it, I can bring you some more next time.
Whoa, this is the good stuff. It is great. Huh? Jur-E, you poisoned my wine? But when?
You seem surprised, Mr. Yusupov. How could I not? I've sacrificed years of my life studying and reflecting to prepare myself for this position. And in the end, I even had to poison my own teacher. You really think I'd put myself through all that just to become your little puppet?
You imbecile. It's the Fatui who got you to where you are. Do you understand?
Do you see the haystack in the corner? Underneath it is a pile of explosives. And next door in the dark room are the 3 undercover agents you sent. I'm gonna stay here till I see you slip into unconsciousness. Then I'm gonna set this on fire. Once the flames burn through the hay, they'll ignite the explosives. The ruins will collapse, and everything will be buried.
What do you hope to...
I took the liberty of leaving some evidence of your contact with the undercover agents at the Black Cliff Forge. It won't take long for people to join the dots. The Fatui planted undercover agents in the Black Cliff Forge to steal their signature ruin-grade explosives. Their plan was to blow through the solid floor tile. But things didn't quite go to plan. Mistakes were made that led to the accidental deaths of the entire crew. Faced with the overwhelming evidence, the embassy won't investigate this any further. In fact, they'll be only too happy to blame it all on a rogue operation by you. It explains why you acted alone, while exonerating the rest of the embassy of any liability. Of course, none of that will have anything to do with me. When all of this comes to my attention, I'm afraid I'll have no choice but to cancel the Qingshu Pool redevelopment plan immediately.
Jur-E, do you really think you're gonna get away with this? After I die,
A record? Oh, you must mean the...
How do you know about that?
Because when you contacted me, I also made contact with your associates. I have Theophon to... He'll help me tie up all the loose ends. After all, he has been eyeing your position for a long time.
That traitor!
Oh, el culiao maquiavélico, weón.
After tonight, everyone gets what they want. And anyone else in the know is either my accomplice or about to be taken out of the picture. Sweet dreams.
Chucha. Llegaron los ratitos. Y cagó.
I did a little surveying on the way here and found that you'd left yourself 3 escape routes in case things went south. I have them all surrounded. If you're thinking of trying anything, we were here the whole time and have pictures of everything. They came out pretty nicely. Want to see them?
The game's up? I happened to discover a Fatui operation here, so I approached them on the pretext of joining forces and eventually brought them down.
This is how you want to play it, huh? Fine. You do you. All we need to do to convict you is establish that the poison in his... Nothing else you wanted to add?
One wrong move and it all comes crashing down. I should have been more careful. You followed him here, didn't you? I was so focused on keeping my... Let's talk about this, Yelan. I gave you my word that I would live up to the Tianshu name, and that much?
Your point.
When I take office, I can guarantee that I will act in your best interests. In fact, all of you here tonight can expect... I don't deny that I used underhanded methods to get here. But given my lowly origins, what other choice did I have?
You still don't get it, do you? Even now, what do you think? Exactly. Jur-E, clever people can always come up with a good excuse. But while you might be able to get other people to believe you, you'll never be able to deceive yourself. There's nothing wrong with wanting to win other people's respect, but when has Uncle Tien ever looked down on you? He was like a teacher and a father to you, but you chose
Se la tiró.
poisoning him. Whatever positive goal you may have started out with, you threw it away in that moment.
Chucha.
That's enough.
Of course. What makes this even crueler is that you managed to convince yourself there was no other way. Out of everyone in the world, he is the one who trusts you the most. So much that he drank your fish soup without doubting you, not for 1 second.
No, la cagó, weón.
That's enough.
Life is like fishing.
Oh, una cinemática.
Whatever you do, impatience will accomplish nothing. I was just like you once, desperate to prove myself. Only later did I realize things do not always turn out the way you plan. But you have to keep calm to carry on. You're still young. Be patient, believe in yourself, and don't look outside yourself to prove your value. Where's Jury these days? It's been a long time since he last paid me a visit.
Maybe he's just busy.
Well, next time, if he doesn't bring a pot of piping hot fish soup, don't let him in.
Whatever you were thinking about, you'll have plenty of time to mull it over in prison. Oh, I almost forgot. If the Fatui find out what happened today, prison might not turn out to be the safest place for you. Trying to have friends on both sides, it has a way of turning everyone against you. But right now, I have an opportunity for you.
What?
sorry. Things are about to get extremely busy for me. Let's meet at Yenshang Tea House tomorrow morning. I'll have someone remove the explosives. Then, there's someone I have to go and see.
Need our help with that?
No, it could be dangerous. You should leave this one to the professionals. Don't worry. As long as they're willing to cooperate, this'll be a straightforward deal.
Ooh.
Get some rest.
¡Cofre! Protogema, protogema, protogema. ¿Hay ningún otro cofre escondido, secreto por aquí? No, me parece que no. Me tinca a mí que no. No. Esa es la cuestión para sentarse. Aquí parece que no hay nada. Nada. Vamos. Ya, vamos a ver. La verdad, a mí cambiar la foto de perfil. Y en la tarjeta. Pues la Inazuma. La de Fisher igual, que bacán. ¿Dónde está? Se me olvidó, no lo encuentro.
There is now no poison left
Oh?
in the system. But recovery from the damage already done will not happen overnight.
Dr. Baishu, is my father going to be...
You needn't worry too much. Keep taking the prescribed medicine every day, and a full
Tomes un
recovery will
paracetamol
happen
todos los días.
in 3 years. It's good we caught it in time. A few days later, and the toxin would have built up in the...
How did they successfully secure such a seldom-seen poison? It seems the Fatui are extremely resourceful. Unfortunately for them, they were up against us.
Uncle Tian will be heading off now. Remember to get plenty of rest and avoid
Cuidado que tiene una
overexerting yourself
serpiente,
while
weón.
you're recovering.
Don't worry, I will. Thank you very much. Ah, and you're here too? Thank you for all you've done to resolve this situation. I'll have to make some tea in a moment. You simply have to try it. Yes, the exhaustion seems to have...
Luckily, it looks like choosing the Tianshu's successor is suddenly not such a pressing issue.
Hey, Yelan!
My work is mostly wrapped up, so I thought I'd take a minute to check in here. The assessment process comes to an end here, Uncle Tian. In my opinion, Zhi is not suitable for the position, but...
You have my gratitude. People can change their loyalties easily.
Is it just Paimon, or is...
Don't underestimate Uncle Tian. He wouldn't have appointed me as assessment officer if he hadn't had his doubts. Normally, the Yue High Pavilion would be responsible for assessing the candidates. Isn't that right, Uncle Tian?
Yes, to be quite honest, I wanted to trust him unreservedly. When I first met Juri, I wondered if he had I concluded that he had no ulterior motives whatsoever. He just saw me as an ordinary fish. In the end, even he changed. I never had any plans to recommend him directly, but I always intended to give him the chance to compete on a level playing field. Family background and fame mean everything. I had no reputation to speak of when I first became Tianshu. I relied on Ganyu's assistance for all manner of things. What I really admired about Juri was his intelligence and resilience.
I have to admit, he's a smart guy, and very cautious. The intel suggests that the Fatui saw him as very low risk. He chose that specific liquor from Shinue Kiosk because the fiery flavor would mask the bitterness of the poison, and he chose to wait until the Fatui official was drunk and had his guard down before delivering it to him. He also installed a secret compartment in the wine pot he bought. Afterwards, we also found he had an...
But that's still...
Yes. Had he drunk the poisonous wine, he still would have faced serious health consequences despite taking the antidote. He didn't hesitate to put...
How is...
Well, I mean, he is sitting in a jail cell. Still, he's cooperating. He didn't turn down my offer to strike a deal. I'll make sure there are plenty of guards around to keep him safe from anything the Fatui might be planning.
A deal? Does this have to do with what you said to him when you...
Yes, Juri's not the one I'm interested in. If he was as far as this went, I'd have handed the case off to my subordinates as soon as I realized. But once the Fatui became involved, things got a whole lot more interesting. I thought I might have the chance to catch a big fish.
Well, did you?
Almost. Unfortunately, it slipped off the hook at the last second.
Uncle Tian? Yelan? What are you talking about? Paimon doesn't understand.
Jur-E colluded with the Fatui to try and secure the position of Tianshu. Or, to put it the other way around, the Fatui made an attempt to interfere in the Tianshu selection process. With Yusupov in our hands, and a statement from Jur-E, we could afford to also, we'd be able to gain control of Theophan, Yusupov's second-in-command. Then we'd have a pawn in the ranks of the Fatui. Pawns like this can be major assets. They open up all sorts of new options. Why else did you think I was investing?
So, okay, well...
We got halfway. The first part went off without a hitch, and we passed all the information on to Lady Ningguang. But when we tried to make contact with Theophan, he was gone. Along with...
The Fatui must be spying on it.
I found out from other sources that the Harbinger, Regrator, got involved. The Fatui's main forces aren't concentrated here. Regrator was only treating this... It's a pity that Theophan got away. But knowing which Harbingers are still looking at Liyue is something. It gives me a starting point for my next mission.
I have to ask, Yelan, do you have any desire to take over the position of Tianshu yourself? I remember you showed some interest a few days ago at Yenshang Tea House. In my estimation, you are more than competent.
Oh, that. I prefer my current life. There's danger and there's excitement. Although it'd still be a behind-the-scenes role, as Tianshu, I wouldn't have the chance to get involved in anything truly clandestine or face any real danger. All right, I'm done here. Time for me to go. I'm heading off again in a few days, and I still have to prepare.
Where are you off to this time?
As you might have guessed, it's for me to know and you to find out. But I'm sure if you keep going as you are, getting yourselves involved in other people's business all the time, you're sure to get caught up in another misadventure before too long. Maybe I'll see you the next time danger beckons. Until then, keep your wits about you. A lot of people are watching you for a lot of reasons. If you have any more questions, just ask Uncle Tian. After the recent turn of events, I'd say he owes you one, wouldn't you?
Mesh. Estuvo buena la misión, la verdad. Me mantuvo. El último minuto. Plot twist. Tremendo plot twist. Yo creí que iba a ser así malo, pero resultó ser todavía más maquiavélico el weón. Ah, buena la misión de Yelan. Se ve que el personaje también es bastante. Es como una espía, ¿no? Algo así. Todo bueno. Me gustó. Yo creo que podría aprovechar para ir a mi relajatetera. Para ir a mi relajatetera a ver si ya al fin consigo algún personaje a nivel 9. ¿Dónde está Kokomi? Ahí está. A ver si al fin consigo un personaje a nivel 9 de amistad.
This realm is truly beginning to thrive. I cannot help.
Casi. Ningawang.
If you ever have.
Ok. Voy a hacerlo del logro de 2 diseños de mundo interior tengan 20.000 de energía éptica. Eso voy a hacer. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, verdad. Voy a ir a farmear en las cosas para subir a Cookie y sacar un deseo. Ya, entonces. Cookie es la última, así que. Ya, necesito en total 6. Ok. Necesito algo de esto. Perfecto. Vamos a ver si lo consigo. Ajuste del equipo. Voy a colocarme mi... Ah, verdad. Tengo que volver a cima. Aquí está. Y voy a cambiarme el equipo y el arco. Porque... Ganyu, obvio. La serpiente no, era como era la serpiente. A la serpiente. Ahí acá. Perfecto. Si ocupo allá. Ya, como nunca. ¿Cómo va el Chiao? El querido Xiaomi. Todo al máximo, arma al máximo. Todo lo más que lo puedo tener. Ya vamos. Entonces. Vamos a pegar con Xiao. Algo bueno. Uy, que ten cuidado. ¿Dónde está? Tengo que matarlo una vez, así que por eso me gusta este equipo. No va a demorarme un rato en matarlo.
Shine down.
Uy, yo la mitad más o menos. No está mal.
Everybody stand back! Disappear! Worthless! Here! Worthless!
O nunca, no tengo nada.
Illusion shattered, torn to oblivion. There is no escape.
I will have order.
Estamos listos. No tengo mucho de esto, pero... De verdad que flojera esto. Voy a comprar unos 15. Vale. Ya. Entonces tengo que ir a Onstad. No, hay una suma me conviene. Y... gasteo unos cuantos de esos y saco el deseo de Cookie. Yo creo que con eso ya se acaba el directo que llevo bastante rato. Bueno, bueno, podría continuar el directo. No, no creo. Posiblemente lo deje para otro día. O para mañana. Ya. Bueno, ¿o sigo? No, para qué. Ya. Y necesito de... Ah, no. Primero necesito subir a la estimada.
I have an intermediate certificate.
Su nivel. ¿Cuántos libros necesitará? Unos cuantos. ¿Qué necesita para ascender? 12 de eso. Perfecto. Bueno, 10 en realidad. Yo tengo más nivel que el Amber. No, voy a subir acá. Bueno. Y ahí está. Vamos a tirar un deseo. No sé hace cuánto que saco este. No, hace poco saqué a Rosaria. Está bien. Bueno, tampoco iba a salir nada. No había que ilusionarse mucho. Bueno, estamos listos. Creo que ya está. Se va a acabar el directo. Así que... pucha, no tengo ninguna ulti. A ver... no tengo ninguna ulti para terminar el directo. No, ninguna. A ver.
As you wish, main Fräulein.